And this is now going to take us into part 3 of the memorial service. We've had part 1, which is the public in the game in character memorial to Seeras the character. The second part was the out of character memorial for Tommy. And now the children and the Hand of the Light are going to escort the remains of child Seeras to the Tomb of Lothair Mantelar, which is the traditional resting place of Children of the Light and Hand of the Light who have died in service. And we're going to have an in-character event, and that will conclude everything. If you're joining us for this final segment, thank you for joining us for the Twitch broadcast. You are very welcome and appreciated for coming. Joining us for the broadcast are Sharon, Tommy's mom, and Sam, Tommy's brother, and Tommy's sister, Sam's wife, Tommy's brother-in-law, Tommy's nephew, basically friends and family. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. And of course, this is the memorial service for Thomas Byfield, also known as Child Seeras, Child of the Light, now Lord Seeras, Child of the Light. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use my magical M powers to take me to the Tomb of Lothair Mantelar. Nope, that is not the Tomb of Lothair Mantelar. This is what happens when I typo. Let's do this again. For those players watching, you just saw a SMOB location and you want to know that SMOB location, right? Right. Where am I really supposed to be? Okay. I'm lost. You know, if everything went off without a hitch, yeah, I went to 247.98, and of course, I transpose numbers. Go 274.98. Okay, so this is the room that eventually the children in the Hand of the Light will end up in, and I'm going to read the room description and also show some of the extra little things in here so you understand what the room is and what we're doing here. Unfortunately, in the past, we have had other players in our gaming community pass along for whatever reason. And we have had some players who have played Children or Hand of the Light pass before. And one of them was a player who played a character by the name of Mushu. So Mushu's marker is also in this room, and Seeras' marker will be here as well. And as people show up, I'm just going to scroll up on your screen, which is going to be your split line there. This is called Inside the Tomb. Carefully planed granite flecked with minerals makes the floor of this cold tomb. The same granite used to make matching platforms that wait to serve as a final resting place for those gone to the Creator. The tomb has been recently tended, and there are fresh flowers set before one empty platform. Candles set in sconces wash the room with a soft glow, and the banner of the Children of the Light hangs proudly on the far wall. A white pillar candle stands to the right of the banner, a plaque on the wall beside it. The floor is set with a sunburst mosaic between the aged tombs and the new. By the newest is a stone statue in the form of a lute. And for those who don't know, a lute is a kind of small guitar. And since guitars don't necessarily exist in the Wheel of Time book series, but lutes do, that was the closest we could get to it. So now we're going to have a small role-played ceremony back in character with the children and the Hand of the Light. So we've got, as players, we have Roxy, we have Lionel, Kime, Lorcam, Kakamatsu, Vlad, Akayan, Era, Anor, and the rest are either non-player characters or stuff that's decorating the room. Since we have a lot of people in here right now, I'm going to hold off looking at all the stuff in the room for you until later, so that it doesn't get scrolled off the screen real fast. We call that spamming the screen out. And let's just see what we have planned here with Pedro Niel, the Lord Captain Commander. Oh, I see what we're doing. The Children in Hand of the Light have some special awards and designations that get awarded to those characters who are exemplary in some type of field role played well by the children. We have different orders and classes, and they're named after characters that have been played by people that we believe really exemplify and clarify what it is to play a Child of the Light or a Hand of the Light. And any player can, on a character, aspire to be awarded one of these designations. Also, we call them commendations. And the Children in Hand of the Light voted as a whole last week to create a new commendation. It is the class of Seeras, and it stands for unity. So Era is now going to explain the in-character origins in the different classes and explain what the new class is going to be that people can be awarded. As Era explains the different classes, the class of Lothair stands for knowledge, and in the past it has been awarded to one child, and that would be Chad Lochaber. The class of Exodio stands for leadership, and in the past it was awarded to child Mason. There is also the class of Ramirez, which stands for valor, and amazingly, no child or hand of the light has been awarded that commendation as of yet. In 14 years of gameplay, no one has earned it. The class of Erangel stands for peace. Two children of the light have been awarded that, child Yuan and child Returner. And there's also the class of Paradur, which stands for justice. And again, there's no child or hand of the light who has been awarded the commendation for justice yet. So what we've just done is created another commendation that again, any player can strive to achieve at the Wheel of Time Mud with their character, and that will be the class of Seeras, named after Tommy's primary character, and it will stand for unity. And to be awarded that commendation, a player on a character would have to strive to be better and set even a better example than Tommy ever did, to unite people, characters, players, get them to come together, have fun, play the game. And that is one way that the children Hand of the Light players have volunteered to keep the character memory of Seeras alive, and also keep some of the things that Tommy shared with us as part of our culture within the game. And at this time, the Lord Captain Commander is going to draw everybody's attention to the physical memorial, because we like to have something in the game that years from now, players who didn't know a player who has passed on can stumble across something. Some people call it an Easter egg, some people call it an enhancement, but basically they would find something that is like a little inside story or a little inside joke, not just about the character, but also the person behind it. So looking at the room again, by the newest tomb is a stone statue in the form of a lute. And what we did was we put this in. It says, beautifully wrought in stone by a master mason is a lute so fine that the strings could almost be plucked. An inscription upon the base reads, in memory of our brother Seeras, there are no words, only the song left behind in our hearts to guide us. Sleep well, brother. There are some other things here in the room that will help put even bigger perspective to this situation, or actually the purpose of the room. And we'll go over that in just a minute. Nice touch. Pedro Niel, Lord Captain Commander, says, with the inauguration of the class and dedication of the lute and its inscription, let us lay the body of our brother to final rest. Go into the arms of the Creator, Lord Seeras. So what we have in rooms are keywords like little extra things to look at. And as I mentioned earlier, we created this space not only because of the in-game references to it from the Wheel of Time books, but also because there was sadly a need for it. And this one is dedicated to the Children of the Light, and Tommy played a Children of the Light forever. So the first thing is there is the secondary plaque in here, and this was actually put in when the player of Mushu passed away a couple years ago. It says, a fresh white candle smells lightly of beeswax. Next to it is a plaque that reads, in memory of our brother and friend Mushu, ride safely into the night, herald the dawn, and bring the light wherever you are. There's another keyword. There's actually the Ballad of the Children of the Light, and it was written a good 10 years ago by a player who has a Gleeman character. And this is basically the creed of the Children of the Light. And that creed is actually what Tommy played as the player of Seeras. Basically giving everything you have to make sure that people are safe and that they feel taken care of and that they are protected from whatever could possibly go bump in the night. And the Children of the Light do it knowing that it could be the last thing they ever do, and yet they choose to do it anyway. Let's see. The banner of the Children of the Light is a golden sunburst set on a field of white silk. And the words on that banner are the Ballad of the Children of the Light that is on the screen. And there's a couple other things in here too, but so that's basically it. So this is where Seeras as a character will be remembered with the stone statue in the form of a lute. And also we've got the commendation standing for unity. And the character of Seeras, of course, will live on in the culture of WoTmud, and the player of Seeras, Tommy, will live on in all of our memories for many years to come. So thank you everyone for coming. I'm about to close down the broadcast. It will be posted probably in the next 2 days. All 3 parts will be posted to our YouTube channel so that you can view it and refer to it and remember it at any time. And also there will be a written log of all of today's events that will be edited and published. I'm not quite sure where, but we'll make sure that the link gets out for anybody who is interested in that. So once again, thank you for attending the memorial for Thomas Byfield, aka Seeras, on behalf of the players and the staff and the owners of Wheel of Time Mud. We we wish the family our condolences, and we wish them peace in time to come. We know it's not going to be easy. Thank you very much for sharing him with us. And as we say in the Wheel of Time world, may you find water and shade, sleep well, and wake.